A rigged shell game on a global scale. The West, with its smooth-talking tactics, holds the coveted shells, resources, trade deals, and financial power. The global South, often resource-rich but lacking leverage, tries to guess which shell holds the prize, only to find an empty palm most of the time. This analogy, well simplified, captures the essence of the economics of imperialism, a system where powerful nations exploit weaker ones for economic gain. But is the game rigged forever? Can the South break free? And what role might China play in this complex dynamic? The South, often rich in raw materials, gold, oil, and timber, or fertile land, is presented as a land of opportunity. Desperate for development, the South sees these resources as their ticket to prosperity. They might get a good price for the resources initially, fueling a sense of progress. Cheap labor in the South becomes a siren song for Western companies. They can produce goods at a fraction of the cost at home, maximizing profits. Trade deals favor the powerful country. The South sells their valuable raw materials for super cheap, while buying things made from those materials at much higher prices. It's like selling gold for pennies and buying cheap toys instead. This keeps the South poor and unable to build their own factories. The powerful country also offers loans to help the South develop. But with super high interest rates, it's like getting a magic money machine that only makes bills you can't pay. The South feels like they have to take these bad deals because there aren't any better options. It seems like everyone wins, but that's not true. In the end, the South can't develop properly. Their resources get drained, and all the wealth ends up with a few rich people. These deals turn out to be a trap, leaving the South feeling used and stuck in a game they can't win. Planting seeds in fertile soil, but someone harvesting them before they can sprout. Imperialism often focuses on extracting resources, leaving little for the South to invest in building its own industries and infrastructure. They lack the tools and technology to refine their raw materials into finished goods with higher value. It's a cycle of selling the potential for wealth without ever reaping the rewards. Unequal trade deals means the South gets less for its resources and pays more for finished goods. This creates a wealth transfer from the South to the North, widening the gap between rich and poor within southern nations. High-interest loans can cripple a nation's ability to invest in its people. A country needing a loan to build a hospital, but spending most of its budget just paying back the interest. This debt burden limits resources for education, healthcare, and other vital areas, trapping many in poverty. Frustration with economic hardship can lead to social unrest and political instability. Imagine a pressure cooker kept on high heat. Sooner or later, it's bound to explode. When basic needs aren't met, and the path to a better future seems blocked, people may resort to violence or elect populist leaders who promise change, even if it's not sustainable. The legacy of imperialism can create a sense of powerlessness and dependence, being constantly told your resources are valuable, yet not being allowed to benefit fully from them. This can erode self-confidence and hinder the South's ability to chart its own course towards development. These scars are complex and long-lasting, but understanding them is crucial for the South to move forward and build a more equitable future. A lone chess player facing a grandmaster. The odds aren't good. But what if several players join forces? It's about creating a united front to challenge the dominance of the imperialist powers. Think of a farmer who only grows corn. If the corn market crashes, he's in trouble. Similarly, relying solely on exporting raw materials leaves the South vulnerable to price fluctuations. Diversification is key. The South can invest in developing domestic industries to create a more balanced economy. This could involve processing raw materials into finished goods, developing tourism, or fostering technological innovation. It's about creating new sources of income and reducing dependence on a single sector. A factory without skilled workers or outdated machinery, it won't be competitive. Investing in education ensures a skilled workforce that can power industrial growth and technological advancement. This allows the South to compete globally and attract investment in high-tech industries. Education unlocks the potential of a nation's people, fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. The current trade deals might favor the imperialist nations. It's about rewriting the rules of the game to create a level playing field and ensure both sides benefit. These strategies require strong leadership, regional cooperation, and a commitment to long-term development. Breaking free from the legacy of imperialism won't be easy, but by working together, the South can build a more sustainable and prosperous future. China's economic might offers the South a potential alternative to traditional Western markets. This disrupts the West's dominance and gives Southern nations more leverage when negotiating trade deals. They are no longer solely reliant on one set of players, which can lead to more favorable terms. Think of a vast network of roads, bridges, and dams connecting the South. China is heavily involved in infrastructure projects across developing nations. This provides the South with much-needed investment in crucial areas, potentially at lower interest rates compared to traditional lenders. Improved infrastructure can boost trade, attract foreign investment, and unlock economic potential. China, in some cases, has offered debt relief to Southern nations. This can alleviate their financial burden and free up resources for domestic development. A lighter debt load allows countries to invest in education, healthcare, and other critical areas, promoting long-term growth. Some critics argue that China's model is a new form of imperialism, extracting resources from Africa and Latin America for its own benefit. The focus on infrastructure projects might prioritize exporting raw materials to China rather than building domestic industries in the South. Is China a true partner, or simply another player seeking to exploit the South's resources? Large-scale infrastructure projects can have negative environmental consequences. The rapid development China promotes might come at the cost of deforestation, pollution, and unsustainable resource extraction. The South needs to ensure these projects are conducted responsibly to avoid harming the environment for future generations. It offers opportunities for growth and debt relief, but also raises concerns about neo-colonial practices and environmental damage. The South must carefully navigate this complex relationship to leverage China's economic power for its own benefit, while protecting its long-term interests. The South, empowered by regional integration, diversification, and strategic partnerships with China, gains bargaining power. Fairer trade deals, technology transfer, and responsible investment lead to a more balanced economic landscape. The South builds its own industries, reduces dependence on raw material exports, and experiences sustained growth. China's economy might challenge Western dominance. This could benefit the South, as it can negotiate with multiple partners for better deals. However, it could also create new power struggles and instability. Despite the South's efforts, the West maintains its economic dominance. Unequal trade deals and resource exploitation continue, hindering Southern development. Technological advancements further widen the gap between North and South. The future depends on several factors like the South's ability to maintain regional cooperation and implement effective development strategies, China's commitment to responsible investment practices, and fostering sustainable development in the South. The game isn't over. With strategic alliances, innovation, and a focus on long-term development, the global South may finally achieve a more equitable position in the global economic arena. So we hope you like our video. If so, like, share, and subscribe to our channel.